Any chef will tell you that the secret is in proper planning, preparation and presentation. As a Master of Wine student, the size of the syllabus can appear daunting. So what's the recipe for successful study? Hello and welcome to Wine Tutor TV. I'm Tim Wildman and today we're talking about successful planning, preparation and study for the Master of Wine theory exam. Theory exam, planning, preparation and study. You may have heard of the 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. But what does this mean for the Master of Wine exam? Well, planning and preparation. In your first year, you should have read the syllabus, read past papers, read the examiner's reports, watched the examiner feedback videos. You should gain an overview of the main subject areas and an understanding of what the exam requires. You should also start accumulating examples and going on trips to wine regions. Then, next, you should really read the syllabus. Really study it, copy it, analyse it, divide it up, identify your areas of weakness, make it the base for all your study plans. Then, really study the past papers, analyse them, look for patterns, identify the main subject areas that come up every year. Read and read again the examiner's reports. They are your insight to the mind of the examiners. They are gold. So treasure them. Second year, essay planning. Spend as much, if not more time, essay planning as writing essays. This is how you plan and develop your arguments. Collect examples. When you have 6 to 10 examples for a subject area, move on. Don't be the student on a trip that asks 20 different producers what rootstocks they use. You simply don't need that many examples. When you have enough to write one essay, move on to something else. Top tip on examples. An example for its own sake is worth nothing. A good example should illuminate the topic under discussion, show a more nuanced, developed view, and most of all, demonstrate understanding of the theory. This can be achieved by choosing examples that are contradictory or counterintuitive. Examples are not just facts, they should illuminate the answer. Second year continued, winery and vineyard visits. Note, you'll be asking very different questions as an MW student. It's almost as if you need to revisit all the regions you've been to before, but this time asking MW student questions. Top tip, follow the money. Don't be afraid to ask winemakers and owners about the costs of their business. If you understand the numbers, you'll understand the business. Trip tip, organise fewer but longer visits. Try and understand in depth the whole business. Not just vineyard and winery, but local laws, processing, making, marketing, distribution, employment, profitability, everything from vine to consumer. A 360-degree understanding of a dozen wineries will equip you better for the exam than a superficial understanding of hundreds. Second year continued. You should be going to lots of trade tastings and wine fairs, and these are an ideal opportunity to work on your laterals using the 2-glass technique. See the Wine Tutor TV video on laterals and 2-glass technique. Research and study plans. The Master of Wine syllabus can be daunting, so it's important to avoid unplanned, open-ended study. In other words, just reading books and magazines or surfing the net. Better to use something called active critical study. So what is active critical study? Well, let's think of an example. Imagine if you had to dial a pizza, looking up the number in a phone book. You wouldn't start at A and go to B, C, D until you got to P. You turn straight to P, go down to PI and find pizza. This is the key to active critical study. You go straight to your resources and pull out the information you need. Active critical study, how does it work? You choose a topic and an essay from a past paper. You then go to your resources. They could be books, magazines, your notes, the internet, and you plan and prepare for just that one topic and essay question. In other words, you use your research linked to the exam via the syllabus, not research linked to the syllabus via your resources. Day trips. You may have heard the phrase, get practical with your theory and theoretical with your practical. And what this means is, when preparing for your theory exam, you need to get out there in the real world, do lots of visits to wineries and vineyards, but also bottling lines, dry goods suppliers. You should be doing job shadowing with your fellow students, set up study groups, do essay swaps. Your fellow students are your greatest asset. Together, you all have the collective knowledge you need to pass. So the more you share it, the greater your chances are of passing. Feel free to send your questions by email or Twitter. Thanks for watching. Study smart, stress less.